If you have cellulite and feel like no matter what you try, it doesn't improve, today you're going to understand what's really happening inside your body and, more importantly, what you can start doing to improve it in a practical and progressive way. Because cellulite doesn't appear by chance, and it doesn't disappear overnight either. There are clear reasons behind it, and there are also smart ways to help your body correct it. I'm Dr. Gabriel Mena, and today I want to explain something many people ask me during consultations. Why does cellulite appear, and what can you actually do to improve it? It's a very common concern, especially among women, but also in men, and it often causes frustration because it's easily confused with other conditions. First, it's important to clarify something. There is a medical condition called cellulitis, which is an inflammation of the tissues. But when most people talk about cellulite, they're referring to that orange peel appearance of the skin, that uneven texture that usually shows up on the thighs, hips, or buttocks, making the skin look dimpled or less firm. That's what we're focusing on today. Here's something key that very few people explain. That appearance is not just a cosmetic issue, it's a sign that something inside your body isn't working optimally, especially your waste elimination system, known as the lymphatic system. Under your skin, there's an entire network of tiny channels. Think of them as the internal plumbing of your body. Through these channels flows a substance called lymph, a clear fluid responsible for transporting and removing toxins, fats, waste, and bacteria your body no longer needs. To make it easier to understand, think of the lymphatic system as the drainage system of a city. When everything flows properly, waste is removed without any problem. But when the system becomes slow or congested, waste starts to build up. And that buildup is exactly what begins to show on your skin as cellulite. I've seen this in many patients. I remember Marta, a 56-year-old patient who told me, "Doctor, I diet, I walk, but this isn't improving." When we reviewed her habits, we noticed her body was retaining fluids and her lymphatic system wasn't functioning efficiently. It wasn't a lack of effort, it was a lack of strategy. With a few small adjustments, she gradually began to notice real changes. When those internal channels don't drain properly, toxins, fat, and fluids start to accumulate under the skin. That's why the skin looks uneven, with small dimples or folds. It's not just about what you eat, it's about how your body processes and eliminates what it doesn't need. There are even times when you may notice swelling in certain areas of your body, such as under your arms or between your legs. This happens because the lymphatic system is overloaded, trying to handle more waste than it can process efficiently. Understanding this completely changes how you see cellulite. It's no longer just about creams or external solutions, it's about helping your body restore balance from the inside. If this is helping you better understand what's happening in your body, I invite you to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because here we continue sharing practical, clear information designed to help you improve your health as the years go by. In the next part, we're going to dive deeper into what might be blocking the system and the common mistakes that could be making cellulite worse without you realizing it. I can tell you from experience. I've seen many people who start losing weight consistently and at the same time begin to notice their cellulite gradually decreasing. In some cases, it almost disappears completely. It doesn't happen overnight, but once those internal channels are no longer overloaded and the body starts draining properly, the changes become visible. Here's the key: cellulite improves when you activate your lymphatic system and stop the buildup of waste. In other words, when you create internal movement. And this is something many people overlook. Unlike blood, which moves thanks to the heart's pumping action, the lymphatic system doesn't have a pump. It has no internal pressure. It works mainly through body movement and gravity. Every step you take, every movement you make, helps activate this system and move what has been stagnant. That's why when someone spends long periods without moving or lives a very sedentary lifestyle, this system slows down, and that's when problems begin. I remember Luis, a 60-year-old patient, who told me, "Doctor, I'm not extremely overweight, but there are areas where my skin looks worse and worse." When we analyzed his routine, we found he spent many hours sitting and had very little daily movement. It wasn't just about what he ate, it was the lack of internal activation. Once we introduced small changes into his daily routine, he began to notice improvements not only in his energy but also in his skin. One of the most effective tools I recommend is something as simple as gentle rebounding, for example on a mini trampoline, or even simulating that movement at home. This type of activity deeply activates the lymphatic system. With just a few minutes a day, the body begins to respond. Many people notice they start sweating more, and that's an important signal. When your body sweats, it usually means your metabolism has been activated. It's as if your body wakes up. An active metabolism tends to feel warmer and more dynamic. On the other hand, when metabolism is slow, the body often feels cold, low in energy, and struggles to eliminate what it doesn't need. And here's something you can't ignore. Cellulite is not just a cosmetic issue. When it's very noticeable, it often indicates a buildup of toxins under the skin. It's like your drainage system is partially blocked. And when that happens, your body can't properly eliminate waste, which can even affect other areas of your health. Imagine a clogged pipe. You can keep pouring water in, but if it doesn't flow, it backs up. Something very similar happens inside your body when the lymphatic system is overloaded. That's why, in addition to movement, what you eat also plays a key role. In my experience, certain eating habits can greatly improve this process. For example, a balanced way of eating, reducing foods that slow down your metabolism and increasing those that support it, can make a big difference. I've worked with people who, after adjusting their diet, began to notice changes not only in their weight but also in their skin texture. It's not about extreme diets, it's about understanding which foods help your body and which ones overload it. When we talk about metabolism, we're talking about movement. It's your body's ability to transform, clean, and renew itself. And when that movement slows down, problems like cellulite begin to appear. If the lymphatic system becomes slow or blocked, waste doesn't leave the body easily. It gets trapped under the skin, changing its texture and making it look uneven. That's why, if you want to improve cellulite, you need to stimulate that movement from within. How do you do that? First, through a way of eating that truly gives your body energy. In my experience, one of the most effective strategies is organizing your meals to prioritize foods that support metabolism while reducing those that slow it down. When you achieve that balance, your cells gain more energy, and that translates into a better ability to eliminate what your body doesn't need. I've seen this very clearly. I remember Carmen, a 58-year-old patient, who told me her body felt heavy, as if it wasn't responding. We adjusted her eating habits, increased foods that gave her more vitality, and within a few weeks she began to notice not only more energy but also visible improvements in her skin. It wasn't magic, it was understanding how her body works. Another key factor is water. Your body needs proper hydration to move and eliminate waste effectively. A simple way to estimate your daily intake is to divide your body weight by 7. This gives you a rough idea of how many glasses of water you may need per day. It's not a strict rule, but it's a helpful guideline. When your body is well hydrated, everything flows better. Now, there's something many people overlook. Certain foods that seem harmless may actually be affecting your metabolism without you realizing it. These are what I call trigger foods. In many people, foods like wheat, rice, or corn can create responses in the body that interfere with the elimination process. But this isn't the same for everyone. Each body is different, which is why it's important to observe how your own body reacts. The combination is clear: a way of eating that gives you energy, enough water, avoiding what harms you, and very importantly, activating your body through movement. We've talked about rebounding, walking, and avoiding long periods of inactivity. All of this adds up. When you bring these elements together, you begin to see real changes. Not overnight, but gradually and sustainably, and that's what truly matters. Before we finish, I want to tell you something sincerely. If this content is helping you better understand your body, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and share this video with someone who might need it. Sometimes, information like this can truly make a difference in someone's life. I'd also like to invite you to pause for a moment and give thanks to God for your life, for your body, and for the opportunity to learn how to take better care of your health each day. That simple act can change the way you approach your well-being. Leave a comment if you relate to what we've discussed today, or if you know someone going through the same situation. I'd love to read you. On this channel, Dr. Gabriel Mena, we are truly committed to helping you improve your health and your habits in a practical and approachable way. Every day, we share content designed for you, so you can feel better, more energized, and more confident about your well-being. We'll have a new video tomorrow, and I'd love for you to be here with us. Because your health matters, and there is always something new you can do to improve it.